day was live streamed out to the entire world, what would they conclude about your life? Well, check this out. In Matthew 5:14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world." And then he goes on in verse 16 to say this, "Let your light shine before others, so they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Let your light shine before others. What a phrase that is. Hey, did you ever play with flashlights as a kid? Growing up, my brother and I would often inspect my dad's many different flashlights. He had short flashlights, jumbo flashlights, keychain flashlights, and he even had flashlights with different colors and flashlights that blinked on and off. It was awesome. Well, every time we'd get up playing with the flashlights, we'd end up in this moment where we would directly shine the flashlight in the eyes of the other person. I mean, that is not a great experience. It leaves you a bit blinded for a moment. Well, Jesus is not talking about being a jerk and shining your light annoyingly in the eyes of others. And he's not even talking about showing off before people. What he's saying is you, as a follower of Jesus, you are to remember that the light of Christ, it's in you. So would you live your life like Christ with his help? And as you do that in your everyday, ordinary life, others will start to see your good deeds and recognize God. Isn't that an incredible goal? Let me ask you this. What area of your life do you kind of dim your light? You turn it down a little bit. Is it with that one group of friends when you're out and about, you kind of turn down your faith and you turn down just your love for Jesus? Or maybe it's when you're out and about with strangers, do you just turn down, almost turn off your faith? Well, notice here that today's verse, it said, "Shine so that others may see your good deeds." He's not focusing on the words that you share in this verse. He's talking more about the renewed life that you live as a follower of Jesus. A life where you are spending time with God in his word, and then a life where you're living out the values of Jesus in each area of your life with his help. You're learning to be patient like him. You're learning to offer forgiveness like he would. You're learning to care for your neighbor like Jesus would. You're even learning things like how to surrender or lay down your strong sense of right at times. Here's the deal. As you live, let your light shine so others can see. I had someone share with me recently that they came to faith because they noticed that Nick Vujicic, a man who was born without any arms or legs, they shared that they were in a place where he was talking and he's just had so much true joy that it stood out to him because it was so unlikely, it was so unreasonable given his circumstances that Nick should show such joy. And this man that was telling the story with me, he said he wanted to be like that. He wanted joy that lasted no matter the circumstances. And eventually he sought out Christ and gave his life to Christ. That's an example of letting your light shine. The joy of Nick was so genuine and it came from God, and it also pointed back to God as the source. So my question for you today is, where are you dimming your light? What's getting in the way of the light of Christ? And what would it look like to live out your faith with intentionality today? Might you give away encouragement? Might you talk to God and say, "God, how can I give away support to people? How can I give away opportunities? How can I give away joy fueled by the Holy Spirit?" Might you shine before others so that maybe, just maybe, your community would catch a glimpse of the light of Christ. Go out and shine today.